Just kidding. Didn't mean to scare you there. Actually, I wanted to do is make a little behind-the-scenes documentary of X Knight, the short comic book movie my friends and I made. It's based off a independent comic book I made called X Knight. It's about a superhero with dark, mysterious powers. He uses it to defend Rockwood City where he lives. Heavily influenced from Tim Burton's Batman. Yeah, I gotta be specific because there's so many films and versions of those. The Shadow, who's a really underrated unknown superhero from the 1930s, and some of the Universal monster movies. So I wanted to show the behind the scenes photos and videos of how we made our little picture. To the end of the concrete slab.
Car is way too nice.
This is my Ferrari.
2019 car. What the fuck?
This is true.
Like I'm just sitting on it, you said?
Yeah.
Paul?
Morning, Theo.
Paul, that is you!
Yeah,
What's
man.
up, man?
How's it going? How you
So you brought some breakfast?
doing? Yeah, help yourself.
Nice, man. Nice. Good call. Good
Yeah.
call. Oh, shoot. So you brought some lunch, too?
Gotta be prepared when you're on the prowl. One more for safety. One more time, guys.
I did it again and again. And again and again and again. And again and again and again.
Movie magic. That's fine. That's
And again.
and again.
And again.
And again.
And
And
again.
I was recording.
I know.
Okay. Oh! That's all you hear is just us think.
God, that was action.
How? Like you're like reaching? Like
So right here is a tunnel that takes place in the scene from the movie where X Knight, who's in reality Paul Spandoli, is visited by a haunted projection of his dead wife as he's walking through this tunnel. And then afterwards he comes out here and talks to his homeless friend Theo.
No, get a grip.
Paul, sweetie, you said you loved me. You said you'd protect me. Just like in your wedding vow to me, you said you'd love me forever and ever and ever and ever.
So figuring the behind the scenes, I just go behind the scenes and show you some props and costumes for the movie. So this is X Knight's armor jacket. And basically I found it through Amazon, and basically it's a motorcycle jacket. And Amy and Chris, who both worked at Terror Behind the Walls at Eastern State Penitentiary, their yearly horror attraction, some of the actors wear something similar to this, so they're like, oh yeah, like, you know, that's a good look for it. So The chest plate wasn't white. I had to spray paint that myself. Gus Clark would do stuff for cosplayers, and so this was actually a mold from a Red Hood cosplay he did. So he just used the Red Hood mold and then painted with the X-Knight mask. And these here were his gloves that he used. These I just found at like a Home Depot, and you know, originally I was looking for black gloves, but with the white lines, I thought, oh, that's just a nice touch, and you know, just use black masking tape if you can see it, just to cover the brand name up. So this painting was actually made by Jeanette, who played Amy Spandoli. When she auditioned for the role, she mentioned, she's like, hey, I noticed the character paints this. Well, I actually am a painter, so she offered to actually paint it. I was like, absolutely, and it turned out great. So even got a special part in the movie. This is what we use. So, you know, found these at like Home Depot. These are actual ceiling tiles, and we'd find the dividers and whatnot. So, and we had a little like air vent just to, you know, give it a little bit of realism. So it looks like she's on the ceiling. So I just put these together real quickly just to give you a rough idea of how it looked, you know, in the real world. So when we were at the warehouse, this is how it was laid out. So we'd be down here, and Michelle would land that way, and then post we would just flip the shot upside down like this.
Spare the villain's speech. You're the one holding a blowtorch to that girl's head.
So when adapting the screenplay from the, you know, 5 comics I've already done for X-Men, it was a little difficult, mainly because the villains so far, such as Dr. Nightmare and Death Skull, all their schemes are very elaborate, if you will, and just really difficult to do for a little to no budget, you know, independent short film. So X-Knight's superpowers, which are basically him mind-bending a criminal's environment using his mind, that was going to be tricky enough to do as it was. So the villain, I had to come up with a new villain that was a little more grounded, and Killer Spade, who's the villain in the movie, has never been in the comics, yet anyway. So X-Knight started back in 2015 when I released the first comic book, and as I said before, it's very independently made, just made out of love and passion. But the character really came back when I was a teenager. Back in like 2009 is when the first like rough sketch I did was originally called Guardian Angel. As you can see, still had the black and white suit pattern, but then a few years later I decided to change his name to X-Knight because I thought it sounded better and a lot cooler. Plus there's a bit more deeper meaning behind his name, as you'll see in the movie, and this is a little spoiler I can give away.
Paul? Paul, is that you?
Yeah, babe.
So, how was work?
Another day, another drama. What's this?
Well, it's the new painting I'm working on. It's a new challenge. You do a portrait of somebody you know, but in a more creative kind of way.
Yeah, I see that. Very avant-garde with the shading. Who is it?
It's you, silly. Look.
I thought it was your dad. How is that me with the over the face and...
No, smartass. Look. The black and white pattern, that represents the rough life you had with your mom and such. But started a new life with me. And in Greek, the X, that's a symbol for Christ, who watches over you. I love you.
Love you too.